Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing his truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm going to get to a quick topic. I'm just going to call the title Judgment Day will be worse than what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. And the reason why this topic came up, it's funny, my own mother, she was asking me questions about Sodom and Gomorrah, so I felt like to do a video on it. I found a news article from Express. It says Home of the Daily and Sunday Express. And archaeologists found the actual biblical city of Sodom. Okay? So let me get to a quick scripture just to get to the point. This is the book of Matthew 10, verse 5 through 7. These 12 Yahushai sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's right. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. We go on the highways and byways, and we tell our people, namely you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that you are the house of Israel, and that the Lord is calling you back to get right with his law, statutes, and commandments. Believe on the one true name, which is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and get ready for Judgment Day. Alright? Verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's right, because the kingdom of heaven is coming, whether you believe it or not. Verse 11. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. Verse 12. And when ye come into an house, salute it. Verse 13. And the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, Slakia, let your peace return to you. Verse 14. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, that's why we go out there in highways and byways, okay? In every major city, you see a GMS camp there. Shake off the dust of your feet. Verse 15. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. And this is Yahushua speaking. So it goes to show you like how serious this is, and how when the Lord is coming back, he's not playing games. He's going to destroy this place via UFOs, as well as sending them nuclear ICBMs, which I'm going to get to with a couple of articles, to the city near you. Alright, so let me get to this first article. It says, historic discovery, archaeologists find biblical city Sodom, which was destroyed by Yahweh. Well, we're going to say God for edification purposes, but Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. It says, archaeologists believe that they have made the historic discovery of the ruins of the biblical city of Sodom, supposedly destroyed by God as punishments for its inhabitants' sins. It goes on and says, just want to get to the point. A decade of digs at the site to the east of Jordan has established the remains of a large Bronze Age city that experts suspect is Sodom. According to the Bible, the city was destroyed alongside Gomorrah as a judgment from God because of its residents' involvement in vice and homosexuality, which was considered deviant at the time. Okay? And notice how they say at the time, because these people are wicked as hell, these journalists, and they believe in this worldly bullshit that everybody has free will and all that nonsense. But according to the law and according to the Most High's word, homosexuality is an abomination. You must be put to death. Alright, so let's get to the book of Genesis, just to show exactly what they're talking about. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 24 to 25. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabited cities that which grew up upon the ground. Okay? And everybody should know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. If you don't, let's get to the edification purposes. So lucky, I hope my computer doesn't freeze up. That's why I have all these scriptures out, because usually my computer freezes up. Sometimes I think it's Esau. These damn agents. Just bear me one moment. Okay, let me get to the story real quickly. Genesis 19:1. And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Verse 2. And he said, Behold, now my lords turn in you, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry up all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the streets all night. That's right, because the angels were going to judge this place, and they're watching all these sins in Sodom and Gomorrah, all these wickedness, homosexuality, and all that. But let me get to the point. But before they lay down, the men of the city, here's the point, even the men of Sodom compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. Verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And that's talking about that homosexuality. Okay, these men were wicked as hell. And this is how you know, because watch what Lot says. And Lot went out the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Verse 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Alright? And this is what these wicked men said. So this proving that they wanted to get into homosexuality with the angels, man. These wicked men in Sodom. And I guarantee, man, if these angels were to reveal themselves here in Babylon, America, you have these freaks trying to get with the angels too. Okay, because there's nothing new under the sun. Verse 9. And they said, Stand by. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will need to be a judge. Now, will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. That's how wicked these men were. Okay, they didn't care what Lot had to say. They didn't respect Lot's home. All right, they wanted to get in and have their way with these angels. Verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. That's right, the angels pulled Lot back in. All right. So, and then the angels go on and tell them, get out, take your children, take your wife, get out, because we're about to destroy this place. All right. So let's get back to the article. So this is the article. It says that they found. Let's get to the point. It says. So let me get this the part that I want to see. It says most archaeological maps of the area were blank, but what we have found is an important city-state which was unknown before our project began. Tal El Haman matches the description of the area where Sodom was located according to the Bible. Hopefully I can bring this. It was said to be the largest city east of Kakar. First quote. So I come to the conclusion that if one wants to find Sodom, one should seek the largest city that existed in the area during the Bronze Age and the time of Abraham. And that's them, these Edomites, always excavating. When we explored the region, Tel Amar was an obvious choice as it was found 10 times larger than the other Bronze Age cities throughout the region, even those found beyond Jordan. The team is convinced what they have found must be Sodom, as the evidence suggests the city thrived due to its location by the Jordan River and major trade routes, how Sodom is described in the Bible. All right, so there you have it. This is a news article from the Express, and there it's coming out, and this came out October 13, 2015, that Sodom and Gomorrah has been found and it was destroyed, and that's came to the conclusion. And there's plenty of other videos on YouTube that you can find, but I just wanted to point out that even these journalists, these news articles they put out, is truth. All right, but if you're spiritual, you can see it. So now let me get into current events. All right, so this is what's going to happen to America because of its wickedness. So this is from Defense News 1. It says what Obama's Air Force budget request says about the future of warfare. All right, and this is something the Lord put the Spirit on me to get into, and that's why the water to the brothers out there in Great Millstone that are constantly in current events, because it's just really beautiful that we're all in one concordance. So the Defense Department budget request is full of high-tech items aimed at countering the capabilities of technology-advanced adversaries. All right. So this is pretty much the fiscal year of 2017, what Obama has put out for what to spend in 2017. So I just want to get to the point. of the money that they're asking for. Well, first let me read this. It says in 2010, China announced that it had successfully developed an anti-ship ballistic missile with a 900-mile range, dubbed by some the Carrier Killer. The 2017 budget answers that threat with an artificial intelligence in budget documents given to reporters Tuesday morning. The Navy describes a long-range anti-ship missile, or LRASM, as a semi-anonymous anti-ship missile which reduces dependence on external platforms and GPS navigation in order to penetrate sophisticated enemy air defense systems. Okay? This is the point I want to get at. Also for ICBMs, the Air Force is asking for a big jump in research, development, and testing at $108 million in fiscal year 2017 versus $39.7 million this year. So they're actually more than doubling for 2017 in terms of building, researching ICBMs, developing it, and testing it. Okay. The budget also requests $95 million versus $60 million last year for the continued development of controversial nuclear-armed cruise missile called the Long-Range Standoff Weapon. Right. The total cost of the program will be between $15 billion for the missile and at least $7 billion for the nuclear war, according to budget experts. So they're getting ready for nuclear war. All right. Just like what's going to happen in Sodom and Gomorrah is going to happen to this planet, all these major cities. All right. So this is what America's doing. Let's go to China. China tests ICBM capable of striking U.S. within a half an hour. And this is reported by the RT News. Okay? This came out April 20th, 2016. It says Beijing has, let me bring this up. Beijing has successfully tested a new long-range ballistic missile capable of engaging any potential target worldwide. The rocket takes just 30 minutes to cover its maximum 12,000 kilometer range and can deliver multiple strikes on any nuclear capable state. That includes Babylon, America. Alright? The launch of China's Dongfeng 41 East Wind DF-41 missile was registered by the U.S. satellite tracking system in real time, the Washington Free Beacon reports. Although the location of launch was not immediately revealed, the launch was made from a new road mobile platform, meaning they can drive these suckers anywhere. Okay? So, and we all know China and Russia are allies with each other, so that means China can go into Russia with these bad boys right here, and the Russian continent is right near Alaska. Okay, if you look at the map, and shoot them missiles off. So that goes to show you that nuclear war is about to go down. So let's get another scripture. And as God this is Jeremiah 50:40. And as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell there. And that's right, because there's going to be a time when China and Russia to start lobbing nukes into America, and no one's going to be able to inhabit it ever again. And to get that on, let's go to Slovakia. I thought I had everything set up, but the Spirit. Slovakia. Go to Isaiah 13. So when you get to the point, first Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah son of Amos did see. Okay, so this is a future prophecy. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And the Medes are your modern-day Russians. Verse 18. Their bulls also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. That's right, because when they drop them nukes, it's going down. They don't give a damn. Isaiah 13, as well as before they drop the nukes, because Russia's still going to want to go hand-to-hand combat with you American peons. They're going to bring some troops in here and start fucking y'all up too. Isaiah 13:19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' ecstasy shall be as when God, Yahweh, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 20, here's the key point. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall be the shepherds make their fold there. Okay, so that's pursuant to Jeremiah 50:40. Okay, neither shall any son of man dwell in there. So nobody's going to be living here in America. This place is going to be over. Nothing's going to be inhabited here except for creatures like reptiles and shit like that. All right? Luke 17:28 and 29. And this is why, and some of y'all can't believe it, and this is why the Lord put this in here specifically. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, and that's what you see right now. You go out to your local restaurant, people are still eating. They did drink, they're going out to their local bars, they're going out to the clubs, they're going out to weddings, right? They're going out to all these festivals. They sold, right? Still commerce, selling to one another, going to their Macy's, going to their Old Navy, their Nike stores, still buying. They planted. You have your farmers planting. They build it right here in Florida. You go to Miami. They're constantly building out here in Miami. Okay. Verse 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. That's right. And that brimstone is when you look up that word. Forgot what it was in the Hebrew, but it's sulfur. Okay, because that's what the Lord dropped, and that was back then. And those were, that was the chariots jacking them up. This day is going to be the nukes and the chariots, so it's going to be 10 times worse. That's why the most Yahweh Bashemar says it's going to be worse for that city than it was Sodom and Gomorrah, because it's going to be double fire. All right. So let's get to the last article. It says U.S. losing military edge to Russia, China, American experts, and this is a recent article, May 1st, 2016. It says Russia and China growing military advancements have made it a serious challenge for the U.S. to continue its military presence at their doorsteps, American experts say. American military analysts, let me blow this up for you brothers, and you wicked two-thirds and you heathens that don't believe, can't blow it up for everybody. American military analysts say that a continued presence in the South China Sea, near Chinese territorial waters, is no longer a safe practice, as the Chinese can deploy numerous military assists to the disputed waters in no time, overpowering any adversary in a time of conflict. Russia has also warned the U.S. through numerous military encounters that the Baltic Sea has become unsafe for American military forces there, analysts note. Quote, since the end of the Cold War, the U.S. military has never really had to fight an enemy that had its own arsenal of precision-guided weapons, end quote. Mark Gunzinger, senior fellow at the U.S. Center for Strategic and Budgetary Assessments, was quoted by The Hill as saying on Saturday. Right? So these are these top wigs. Right? These are not your low-level opinionated peons, man. These are your top people that this is their job, is to assess military movements, assess budgets in militaries throughout the world, and assess what the militaries are doing throughout the four corners of the earth. Quote, it was able to use air bases and other bases located fairly close to the borders of the enemy because there wasn't that much of an air and missile threat to those bases, quote, he noted. Quote, that is changing, end quote. Russia and China recently tested fire state-of-the-art intercontinental ballistic missiles with reported supersonic warheads that can evade even the most complex of missile defense systems. Pentagon confirmed earlier this week that Beijing has successfully flight tested its DF-ZF hypersonic glide vehicle, which can fly at 5 times the speed of sound, deliver nuclear warheads around the world in less than an hour. Okay, look at this bad boy. Russia's strategic missile forces also conducted an intercontinental ballistic missiles launch on April 22nd, testing a hypersonic cruise missile. Quote, you see some advanced air-to-air technologies that the Chinese and Russians are developing, not just in stealth technologies, but in terms of the advanced aerodynamics, advanced air-to-air radars, advanced air-to-air weapons, advanced air-to-ground weapons, end quote, said Chris Harmer, senior naval analyst of the U.S. Institute for the Study of War. So these top wigs in the United States government are letting you peons know, okay, that Russia and China is well advanced and they can take out America in a day, okay? That's why when it says the hour of temptation and that day, when they start putting out the mark of the beast and all that, that's when Russia and China will be letting loose. And my theory is that, and what they're going to tell some of you peons is that, oh, you want to escape the nuclear fire that's coming on America? Take the RFID chip, okay, and you'll come into these bunkers, these underground cities. All right, that's just my speculation. All right, I'm not saying that's scripture. I'm just saying speculation on that. In terms of undersea technology, too, Moscow and Beijing have shown promising advances, making inroads into Washington undersea dominance. Okay? Chinese nuclear attack submarines are just in absolute overdrive. How quick they're building and how fast the technology is developing. And we've seen a significant increase in Russian naval activity. Russian long-range naval activity, Russian ships conducting calls to Bandar Abbas in Iran, Hammer said. So Russia's out there dealing with Iran. They're out there working with each other, moving around with their submarines, right? But this is the key point. Admiral Mark Ferguson, commander of U.S. naval forces in Europe, told CNN early in April that Russia's deploying new submarines that are harder for American Navy to track and detect. Woo! Yeah, you American military, you American peons that are watching this, you're not ready. U.S. intelligence officials have also warned that Russian submarines with significant and unsettling capability could cut critical undersea communication cables between the U.S. and Europe in event of a conflict. That's right. And that's one of the reasons, another reason why Europe is just going to be like, man, we ain't going to protect you, America. The hell with you, all right? Because you can't even protect yourself. Okay, so last scripture, just to get to the point, all right? The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner give themselves over to fornication, okay, spiritually and physically, because they love that homosexuality, transgender garbage, and going after strange flesh, faggotry, okay, homosexuality, transgender, all that, it's wicked shit, are set forth for an example. This is going to be an example here in America. It's going to be a monument. Why not to mess with the Most High Power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. That's right, because before the Lord brings your spirit back up into the spirit world, He's going to have your soul cooking with your flesh while it's peeling off in that flame. So you're going to feel it. Okay, you're going to feel every bit of pain and suffering. Okay, for disrespecting the Lord, disrespecting His men on the highways and byways. And with that, I just want to give, that was quick. I know it was a little bit long, but the Spirit jumped on me. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostle, great millstone, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And with that, death to America. Shalom.